Happy Saturday, foodie friends and grain-free VIPs, and welcome to today's Slice of the Grain-Free Lifestyle episode. I'm so glad you're here with me. Thank you for joining me. Please tell me where you're tuning in as you're waiting for my sound check. Thank you. So, I'm realizing I didn't introduce you. Do you see these beautiful ladies here? These ladies are responsible for a lot of magic in my kitchen. And do you see this one? She's producing the unicorn farts. This is my secret ingredient. No, but today our topic is, what are the ingredients, the essential ingredients for grain-free, allergy-friendly cooking and baking? And I'm here to give you a little taste of how you can take this grain-free, allergy-friendly ingredients and make magic in your kitchen. No unicorn farts required. But first we're going to start with a song, okay? I am grain-free and I can do anything. You are grain-free and you can do anything. We are grain-free and we can do anything because we can. This is the place where we make our grain-free, allergy-friendly lifestyles everything that we have been dreaming of. So I'm going to clear the girls. We'll see them a little later. Okay, put them on the stove. Or put them on the counter, rather. And before we talk ingredients, let's look at food. Because grain-free, allergy-friendly food doesn't have to taste grain-free. It shouldn't taste like we're missing out on anything. Bread should taste like bread. Cake should taste like cake, right? Everybody deserves pizza and cake on their birthday. And for those of you who are joining me, I really appreciate you. Please tell me where you are tuning in from. I'm coming to you live from my kitchen in Oakdale, Connecticut. And so let's check this out. Let's check out the bread. This is a slice of grain-free sandwich bread. It contains no gluten, no grain, no dairy, no eggs, no soy, no corn, no almond, no cashew, no peanut, no sesame, no lectins, no legumes, and no nightshade. And it's absolutely delicious. So I'm going to make myself a snack, and then we're going to talk ingredients. Okay. So if you're like me and you are avoiding grains and top allergens, hi Rebecca Ball, I'm so glad you're here with me. We're talking about grain-free, allergy-friendly ingredients. And I want to show you one more before I start to kind of take that deep dive. This is my butter. It looks like butter and it tastes like butter. Now this has no grains, no dairy, no eggs, no soy, no corn, no almond, no cashew, no peanut, no sesame, no lectins, no legumes, and no nightshades in it. But it looks like butter and it tastes like butter. Karen Asp, I'm so glad that you are here with me. We are talking ingredients. Okay. When we do this, we want to cook and bake like normal. And that usually means we go all the way back to the basics, to the most basic of ingredients. Flour. At one point, I had 17 different flours in my kitchen. Half of them were expired, and still didn't have the ingredients I needed to make the next recipe that I had found on Pinterest. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, that was me in 2013. I was ready to give up. And so what I did was I developed my own blend. Now, what are the ingredients in that flour? You have probably tried my first flour blend, which contained chickpea, tapioca, and coconut. And it is a wonderful flour blend. And the ratios, for those of you who are like, how do we use it? The ratios are 2 parts chickpea, 2 parts tapioca, and 1 part coconut. And I was using that for 12 years until jingle bells, lectin intolerance is here. My husband came down with lectin intolerance at Christmas time. Kimberly Lendman, thank you so much for being here with me. Please let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm so glad that you're here. We're just talking flour. Christmas time, my husband developed lectin intolerance, and I had to learn to cook and bake without lectins. And chickpeas are loaded with lectins. So the chickpeas went out, and in came arrowroot. So the flour blend that I use now is part tapioca, part coconut, and part arrowroot. And I'm so excited to teach you how to use this flour blend. If you would like to learn to use this flour, please put flour below. Hi, Patty. So glad you're here with me. Patty Donahue is in the house. Now, it's not just about flour, because flour is great, but recipes that use flour usually need an egg replacer, right? And if you can have eggs, God bless you. I cannot have eggs safely, but I'm not going to let that stop me. I mean, you've heard me say that I just use unicorn farts. That's my secret ingredient. So this is my egg replacer. It's coconut flour, but what do I do to the coconut flour? It's not about the coconut flour, it's about how we use it. And again, it's about ratios. So flour replacer with the arrowroot, the coconut, and the tapioca. Egg replacer with coconut. And if you're like, I can't have coconut, breathe. Because my blog is called Break a Recipe for a reason. We break things down, we take them apart, and we figure out how to get you the results that you are dreaming of. So for those of you who are just joining me, Arlene, I see Brianna Greensides is here with me. Welcome, Brianna. Karen, I'm so glad you're here. Rebecca, I'm glad to have you. Please let me know where you're tuning in from and what ingredients you would like to replace in your kitchen. We've talked about replacing flour. We've talked about replacing eggs. And I want to be honest with you. This is not something that I could have done. It took me 12 years to get all this down. I don't want it to take you 12 years. And that's why I do these. That's why I put all this together so that you can eat safely and not miss out. I'm gonna go grab my toast. I think it needs one more toast. Now, for those of you for whom coconut is safe for, you've probably gotten tired of the flavor of coconut. Can I get a little thumbs up from anybody who's tired of the flavor of coconut? If you are tired of the flavor of coconut, I want you to put magic below, okay? Because I'm gonna teach you to neutralize the flavor of coconut. My VIPs know how to do this. And that's what we do with our butter. In our butter recipe, yeah, it's made from coconut, but it doesn't taste like it. Now this is made from coconut cream and some coconut flour and some other ingredients. And those ingredients, they cancel out the flavor of coconut. I use it in my cheeses. I use it in my butter because we don't want it to taste like coconut. We want our foods to look and taste like normal. Same as the bread I showed you. And I realized I didn't adjust the toaster. So I'm gonna get burnt toast. Let's not do that. So, we need healthy fats. And so in this butter, I've used coconut cream. Why not coconut milk? Coconut milk is watery. Butter is made with cream, so I use coconut cream here. I have a screaming little gremlin on the other side because he wants to be in the kitchen cooking with me. So thank you for being patient with my little screaming gremlin. So, I'm gonna let this butter melt on my toast. And just do a quick little recap. So we have talked about replacing flour. I've used for 12 years, I used my original grain-free flour blend, which has 2 parts chickpea, 2 parts tapioca, 1 part coconut. Egg replacer. For those of you who need an egg replacer, please put egg replacer below so that I can reach out and get you that egg replacer recipe. But now that my husband has had to go legume and lectin free, things got a little complicated. And so we don't use chickpea anymore. But you know what happened when we stopped using chickpea? And my VIPs will tell you this. Everything started to taste better. So yes, we can't use chickpea anymore, but the food tastes better. That's pretty cool. So, now what do we use in our flour? Well, we use coconut, we use arrowroot, and we use tapioca, and we blend that up. And to get those ratios, would you do me a favor and just put magic below so that I can help you unlock that in my course, Grain-Free Magic, okay? In Grain-Free Magic, I'm going to teach you to replace flour, to replace eggs, to neutralize the flavor of coconut, the fats that you need to use when you are replacing dairy, so that you can actually get butter that melts like butter and tastes like butter. So if you haven't already dropped magic below, please do that. Coconut oil, use it in so much of my baking. It is a great replacement for butter. It doesn't do everything, but it's shelf stable. If you don't like the flavor of coconut, you can always use refined coconut oil, which doesn't have that coconutty flavor. So we've talked about coconut oil, we've talked about coconut flour, arrowroot, chickpea flour, tapioca. We've talked about replacing eggs. And for those of you who are like, oh my gosh, is it really that easy? Yes, it absolutely is that easy. And in Grain-Free Magic, I teach you the ratios. In Grain-Free Magic, I teach you the ratios that you need so that you will be able to replace flour, replace eggs in your family recipes, because that is what this is about, not my sandwich bread recipe. I mean, if you like it, hey, great. One of my VIPs is making my fluffy hamburger rolls today, which uses the lectin-free flour blend. That's great. I want you to enjoy those recipes. But I also want you to be able to have your family traditions back on your table again. And that's what we're doing this for. Coconut sugar is one of my favorite sweeteners because it is AIP, autoimmune protocol. It's less inflammatory. I also use beet sugar. And I'm really going to encourage you to go for non-fortified nutritional yeast. This is Anthony's non-fortified. If you would like the link to this, just put nutritional yeast below, and that way I can reach out and I can get it to you. The reason we use non-fortified in our house is because when you see fortified, I want you to think chemicals. That's what they do when they fortify foods. They spray it with chemicals. Chemicals that you would never want in your garden, chemicals that you would never want on your shoes, never mind you're eating them. So definitely go for those non-fortified foods and enjoy naturally occurring vitamins. I'm gonna let my furry beast out because he's being a pain, and I'll be right back. Thank you so much. Now, my eldest furry child is 10 years old and he runs the house. He does this every time. My husband does not have him with him. So let's look at a cake. This is a cake that I made earlier this week. This uses the lectin-free flour blend. And I decided that the cake was going to be made of cookie bars. So this is actually my chocolate chip cookie bar recipe. But in between, it's not frosting. It's mousse. It is a brand new mousse recipe with my silky chocolate frosting on the outside. And so I want to encourage you to push forward, to go for those family recipes that you thought were gone from your table forever, because the ingredients aren't as complicated as you think. It's about combining the ingredients in a way that creates the foods that you thought were gone forever. And I want to show you one more ingredient. And this is my Authentic Food xanthan gum. And if you're going, so what? Authentic Food xanthan gum. Okay, it's closest I've ever gotten to cooking with unicorn farts, because this is a corn-free xanthan gum. I can tolerate it, even though I can't tolerate corn or any forms of it. And it is what is called a binder. What's a binder? Well, a binder is what allows a bread to stick together while holding these air pockets. See these air pockets here? They're called crumb. Without a binder, a gluten-free, grain-free recipe goes, you've done that, haven't you? You've done what I did. You made a bread that was a better doorstop than anything else. I did that too. And I got really upset. So I'm inviting you to join me for grain-free magic and explore the grain-free VIP experience. To learn more about that, drop magic below so that I can get you my masterclass on grain-free, allergy-friendly ingredients, and use my calendar link so that you can explore the grain-free VIP recipe box and get recipes like my sandwich bread, my butter, my frostings, cakes with my new mousse filling that will be coming this summer. I believe that you can do this. Why? Because the possibilities are endless when you break a recipe. Okay, friends, my throat's hoarse, who cares? We're gonna sing. Ready? I am grain-free and I can do anything. You are grain-free and you can do anything. We are grain-free and we can do anything. All right, friends, have a wonderful Saturday. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.